what the mood is like in the city by the lake.
Well, there's three letters that pops in our head here in Cleveland when bad things happen. It's OIC, only in Cleveland. And that was definitely one of the OIC moments yesterday. Devastation is really the word that I could use to describe how it felt yesterday here in Cleveland.
This Friday SportsCenter update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Unfiltered. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
But you're a New York fan, if you're a Jet fan, you're also worried about maybe even if we do surround Sam Darnold with the right skill sets or the right players, maybe this is who Sam Darnold is. Maybe he never blossoms out of this. It takes a really strong personality to bear out of that and say, that's not who I am. Maybe this is who Sam Darnold is.
Keyshawn, Jay Will, and Zubin. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, your smart speaker, or on ESPN News.
Boss, hit the gas!
What's going on? You were supposed to check to see if that house had anyone home. Now their porch is on fire.
Boss, I didn't do it. The ding-dong doorbell camera just burst into flames and started melting.
Oh, so it's true. Those things are fire hazards.
Yeah, and now we know another big difference between those cheap ding-dong doorbell cameras and a SafeTouch security system.
Well, yeah, with SafeTouch, homeowners don't have to worry about their video cameras getting hacked.
Or employees on customers.
Or bursting into flames.
Uh-oh, fire department's coming, boss. Time to go.
I'm way ahead of you. By the way, your eyebrows are completely gone.
Oh, well, maybe it's an improvement.
Just so I know you still got your senses, recite the Crooks Are Us golden rule again.
Stay away from SafeTouch houses. Don't worry, it's burned into my brain.
Crooks know to stay away from SafeTouch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Nothing is certain except death and taxes. And your appliance is breaking down as soon as they're out of warranty. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we can't help with the first two, but we've got the third one covered. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have been repairing appliances for more than 35 years, with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For quality repair at a price that's fair, trust Atlantic Coast Appliance. AtlanticCoastAppliance.com. That's AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
Transmission problems? Call Action Transmission Specialists on Merrill Road, where you get the work done right the first time by the experts. I'm Robin Sidbury, the owner. Our techs can service all makes and models, and we provide a nationwide warranty, so you have the peace of mind knowing we solve your transmission troubles fairly and honestly and guaranteed nationwide. Call us at Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road, where quality counts. Get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
The pizza you'll soon be eating contains more than 55 years of tradition. Donato's Pizza started in Columbus, Ohio in 1963 with a commitment to serve delicious, fresh-made premium pizza. Donato's in Jax Beach is still proud to deliver their made-to-order, edge-to-edge goodness right to your door or at their convenient pickup window. Check out their unusually wide variety of options at 904donatos.com. It's no joke when they say they have something for everyone. That's 904donatos.com. Give it a try and see what you think.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español? Hablo. It's hablo? Yes. It's hablo.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in Babbel to our real-life situations.
The app is so easy to use and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Babbel, language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com, Babbel.com.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where you get the lowest diamond price guaranteed or your money back.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope. and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Hi, it's Phil with the Phil Aiken Home Team at Keller Williams. When it comes time to sell your home, put me and the Aiken Home Team to work for you. Here's why. Over the years, I've perfected the home selling system, putting the most money possible in your pocket. With my exclusive list of buyers in waiting, I may already have your buyer. And with thousands of buyers, I'm likely to create more demand and higher sales prices. I'll even guarantee to sell your home at a price agreeable to you, or I'll buy it myself. Don't just take it from me. Let me introduce actual clients, Lynn and Craig. Tell us about your home selling experience.
We were immediately at ease. We had a great deal of confidence that any questions we had or anything that we needed to learn about the process was going to be handled in an expert and professional way.
We sold our home in just 2 days for $3,500 more than list price. Anyone who wants to sell needs to call Phil Aiken Home Team.
Thanks for sharing. The number to call is 904-500-PHIL. That's 904-500-7445. Or visit philhasthebuyers.com.
It's Wild Card Weekend, and you can follow all the action at betonline.net. For the first time in league history, 6 games are on the board during the opening round of the playoffs. Feature games Saturday include Indy at Buffalo and LA at Seattle. On Sunday, Chicago visits the Big Easy, while divisional rivals Cleveland and Pittsburgh square off. Check out all the action this week at betonline.net as the journey to Tampa gets underway. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit betonline.net today. Bring the game home at betonline.net.
Get more in 2021 when you shop Arlington Toyota, like Arlington's 30-day exchange policy. That's 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. How about a national lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles? And that comes with your purchase. Plus, with Arlington's Credit for Everyone program, if your Beacon score is from 450 to 850, almost everyone is approved. With 4.7 out of 5 stars and over 11,000 reviews, it's time to get more in 2021 with Arlington Toyota. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
If you love golf or know somebody who does, you need to get this deal. 8 rounds of golf for less than $12 per round plus cart fees with a Dream 18 golf card at great area golf courses like St. John's Golf and Country Club, Amelia River Golf Club, and Eagle Landing Golf Club. And this isn't just a golf card. Get a free shirt from Baker Sports, a free hat at Dome Hats, and a free smoothie from Smoothie King. Plus 15% off any purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Go to ESPN690.com to purchase the Dream 18 card for $95. Hundreds of dollars in savings and the perfect gift.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all drop our phones. It happens. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless now offers this new Platinum Unlimited plan that includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, plus 20 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of cloud storage, and more. All on the best network. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Asurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
College football, it's the game you wake up early on Saturdays for, even though kickoff isn't until 7. The game where the Goodyear blimp becomes a Hall of Famer. The game that goes just beyond school, spirit, fandom, or love of the sport. It's the game where the comebacks happen. It's the game where anything can and will happen, as long as you have the drive. Because college football is the game that moves you. We get it because it moves us too. Goodyear, more driven.
Happy New Year from the team at CGC Water. This new year, our gift to you is clean drinking water. A Connecticut system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean water. Right now, CGC Water is offering a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with a purchase of a Connecticut Premier softener. If you're still not filtering your water, you
are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember this limited time offer, a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier softener. Special holiday financing still available with approved credit. Call 904-552-1242 for details or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer. Have a happy, safe, and prosperous new year.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Welcome into the show, a name you know. If you've been listening and watching ESPN for a long time, I know you know him. We're going to call him one of the forefathers, if you will, of sports radio, Mike Greenberg.
Thank you. Forefathers is an interesting, that's fascinating. Every day as I talk to more people, I get older and older. So that's kind of funny.
Listen weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. in your car or stream them, ESPN690.com.
It moves us to Goodyear, more driven.
What if I told you that 7-point underdogs or more in the national championship game were 2-7 in history? You would say, well, that's not a great number. Well, but what if I told you Ohio State was both of those wins? They walk in to their game on Monday against Alabama as a 7-point or more dog, depending on the book that you look at, and all of a sudden you want to count them out. But remember, that's happened 2 other times, and they've won both of those games. Maybe the numbers are telling us that this championship game could go differently than we expect. With the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Jason Fitz.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The Cleveland Browns are practicing today for the first time in a week after reopening their facility. COVID-19 issues have complicated the team's preparation for Sunday's wildcard game in Pittsburgh. This just in, the Cowboys fired defensive coordinator Mike Nolan. The team allowed 473 points this season, the most in franchise history. The Jaguars are expected to meet today with former Ohio State coach Urban Meyer about their head coaching job. There have been ongoing discussions between Meyer and the Jags. ESPN's Keyshawn Johnson wonders what decisions Meyer could make if he gets that job.
Urban Meyer, full control. He brings in whoever he wants to work closely with in the front office. And then now I turn to the pick scenario. What do I do with the number 1 overall pick?
Keyshawn Johnson on Key J and Z. Michigan football coach Jim Harbaugh gets a contract extension. Harbaugh has been the coach of the team for 6 years. He pitched in only 26 big league games, but Tommy Lasorda, one of baseball's biggest ambassadors, he's died at age 93.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, and an app that lets you bank anytime, anywhere, choosing Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Robert Saleh, the very respected 49ers defensive coordinator, he's got that meeting with the Jaguars tomorrow again, as of now, still on. Also scheduled to meet with the Los Angeles Chargers for their head coach opening. 2 really good jobs, 2 obviously potential landing spots for Robert Saleh. He has also met already with the Detroit Lions and the Jets also on his list of requests and on his card as well. Saleh still as hot a candidate as he was last year. Really nothing has changed despite the 49ers record. We'll see if he ends up landing a job, but obviously very much in demand.
That is Ian Rappaport, the latest on Robert Saleh, who is set to interview with the Jaguars tomorrow and obviously on a lot of people's lists. And you would think Detroit would make a real push for Saleh. You know, it's interesting, Austin, as we welcome everybody back, final hour of the week, and it's been a real fun weekend. Stay tuned, by the way, on social media, on ESPN690.com, on actionnewsjax.com. And, of course, we'll be all over TV all weekend long on Action Sports Jax Primetime, 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47. The half-hour shows do not stop on TV, even though the Jag season is over, which means we get to talk a lot more about the coaching and Trevor Lawrence and the rest. I haven't even mentioned Trevor Lawrence much here on a Friday. But we really believe, or at least the thought process is Detroit, because of the Michigan ties and everything else, really want Robert Saleh. So I guess to the same point of, hey, if you want your guy, just go give it to your guy. Why isn't Detroit maybe saying, okay, Robert Saleh, you're the guy. Here it is. Here's the offer. Boom, 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 boom. Now, they might have, and maybe he's mulling it over and says, I want to take the rest and see what else is out there and compare them. And again, a lot of this doesn't get played out in the media, so I think that's worth bringing up. I think there's a lot more stuff that happens behind the scenes. Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter don't know everything and share it with us. But it's one of those, don't you get the sense after reading everything and there's a buzz that Detroit would really like Saleh? I don't know if there's somebody. I know they've interviewed Marvin Lewis and some others, but it seems like Saleh is on the top of their list, just like a good fit.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Detroit's definitely there's a lot of hype around the Saleh movement. It's crazy because, like, Detroit seems right now, and listen, I've shared before, like, they're asking for former players. They've played for them for 4 weeks. They're still asking for players' input. But I feel like Detroit right now, and I know it's just a rumor, but the whole, like, it's John Schneider out of Seattle, the GM there, like, saying, like, they're interested in getting him there, which, well, let's be honest, makes zero sense because he's under contract with the Seahawks, and the Seahawks are a lot better team right now. But it goes to show you, like, the Lions are in desperation mode. And if they were somehow to figure out, like, a contract or whatever the case may be to somehow coax Snyder away from Seattle, that would be a big-time move, right, from obviously a desperate move. So I think Robert Saleh, the only thing I'm going to say about him going to the Lions, it makes too much sense to me. So I feel like if you have a team that's in desperation mode, there might be an ace in the hole where they go after somebody else. Maybe, not to say Saleh's not a big name because he's a huge name, but I'm saying I think like a Bieniemy is obviously a bigger name than Saleh is. I just wonder if there's more to it than, the perfect matchup of Saleh going to Detroit.
What do you think transpired today with Urban Meyer and the Jags? And the reason I ask that, and I know we don't know. We know they met, and that's obviously widely reported now. But I guess what I'm asking you is, in your gut, the way you're reading this, the way there's been interest and seemingly interest maybe even for a while, last few weeks. Heck, I could even tell you that some people have said there's been some poking around and interest since last December about Urban Meyer. And who knows where it all started. I don't think we'll ever really know because I think the process will always be, hey, yeah, we fired Doug Marrone on Monday, and then we started, making contact with everybody. But I think we can't all be fooled by that because the Urban Meyer name was pretty hot around here last weekend and even prior to that. The reports were already out there that they were going to make a run at him. So, okay, they're meeting. Okay, he's on their radar. He might be number one on their list. But what kind of things get discussed today, do you think, between Shad Khan, Tony Khan, Urban Meyer, whoever else is in that room, whoever's on the Kismet in South Florida, if that's where it's at? What do you think what do you think are those conversations, maybe versus what you might think about other conversations with candidates?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, obviously, Urban Meyer is saying, I've been listening to a lot of ESPN 690. Those guys are great. You should probably give them some kind of bump or something like that. I don't know if that's really legal, but obviously he's giving us shout-outs like you wouldn't believe because we have that information, right? That information has been presented to us, so we know he's a fan of the show. Now, that's all I'm going to say, all right? And that's not a rumor. That's a spoiler. Anyways, what they're talking about, like, if what you say, well, at least with what you hear, is halfway true, Brent, and he's been interested for a while, right? Well, then you can assume that he's already kind of putting together the staff that he wants, or he's already kind of scouting, let's just say, right? So if I'm Tony Khan or I'm Shad Khan, I'm sitting on the Kismet or wherever, like, I'm not so concerned with, who are you bringing? What is the plan from that standpoint? Because, Urban's a lot more detailed already because he has been planning for that. I don't think Shad Khan and Tony Khan have been planning for that, and that's okay. But what I think questions that should be asked at this meeting is, well, number one, how do you plan on turning this thing around, right? And what are your goals and what is the time frame to turn this around? I think those are two important questions because I understand right now if you're Shad Khan, you pervade the fact that you're a patient man. You're a patient man in terms of rebuilding. You're a patient man in terms of having successful seasons. I get that. But if I'm also the owner and I'm the billionaire of this team, I don't want to come across as weak and say, maybe 3 or 4 years. No, I mean, like there has to be a sense of urgency right now that you're tearing this thing down, you're building this thing back up, but it has to, and I'm not saying it's going to be a quick fix because it's going to take time, but there's got to be a sense of urgency of the priority of winning, let's just say.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And I can tell you, I'm a big believer that Shad Khan believes in a plan. And I think Shad Khan, the reason why Mike Mularkey and Gene Smith didn't make it past year one is they were basically telling Shad Khan, I don't know who told who or whatever, but the plan was, hey, we think we can make a run at the playoffs. Then they go 2-14. See ya. That plan didn't work. Like, I'm getting out of this. Gus Bradley, Dave Caldwell plan initially, I think was around a 4-year plan. Let's knock on the door, and maybe in year 5 win big. By year 4 they were 3-13. Goodbye, Gus Bradley. By 2017, which is year 5, they actually almost did win big, which was interesting. But I don't think that was the plan on how it was supposed to go. It was like make the playoffs potentially in year 3 or 4, and then, maybe make a big run after that the following year. I don't think it was, okay, let's not make the playoffs at all, and then boom, almost go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, but that was a little bit more according to plan. Probably took a little longer than it should have, and all those things. I don't know what the plan was necessarily with Tom Coughlin, other than he came in and said, we want to win lunch, and he did. He won lunch, and he won that year in 17. And then, obviously, the Marone-Caldwell plan of whatever was presented, whatever they tried this year, didn't work because 1-15 certainly wasn't in the cards. That wasn't a plan. So I agree with you. I think you probably want to say, you got to first of all think that this is less of an interview, right? They know what Urban Meyer's about. They've done their work on Urban Meyer. We know what Urban Meyer's about. We know he's an offensive guy, a culture builder. He's going to do all these things. But I would say the how, right? Remember how earlier in the week you asked the why? Well, I think Shad Khan, Tony Khan, whoever else is interviewing Urban Meyer or sitting down with him, it's the why. Like how and why. Why do you want to do this? How are you going to do this? And maybe even a little bit of what. What do you need to do this? Because I believe Shad Khan will give Urban Meyer or whoever the next coach is everything they need to be successful. I think that's part of the attractive nature of this job. So it really is interesting, I think, the dynamic of today's meeting with Urban Meyer versus maybe a little bit more of a getting to know you and getting to know your plan, getting to know your philosophies of Eric Bieniemy, maybe even Raheem Morris yesterday and Robert Saleh tomorrow.
Yeah, and this is the thing, too, right? Because I'm not sure how much Shad Khan has educated himself these past couple years of the game of football. One would think that if you own a team, you know a good deal about the game of football, and I'm sure the people that are taking part in that meeting, they know as well. But like Shad Khan has said, I mean, this is going to be his decision. He's going to have the final say this year, and that's great. That's great that the owner has the fingerprint on it. I think from a fact of, like, listen, all the football stuff is super important to obviously winning games, the X's and O's, the scheme, maybe you talk about the coaches, whatever the case may be. But I think if I'm Shad Khan, what I'm looking at is just it's the mindset, and it's more of the business side of it. Right? Like, what are some of your work habits? What is your communication like? Things like that that are big in building a culture for sure, but they're also big in business, which I think Shad Khan can relate to more than anybody. So while I do think this is definitely, it's going to be a football type of interview where you're going to ask, hey, how do you plan on fixing this whole thing? Also tell me about the way that you work. What are you all about? What are your morals and things like that? So that leads me into this part of the conversation. And earlier in the show, I asked you about facilities. And there's a lot of talk around town about Lot J. Well, I think Lot J at this juncture, while we can still debate if you want, we can have those discussions, I think the move to Tuesday's vote, I think it's going to happen.
I think it looks like it's going to happen. Now, who knows? Yeah, I mean, I don't know that for sure. There's a feeling that everybody I talk to in the media, not in the media, that Lot J is going to get approved. That's the gut. So I move past that because I don't think that's relative to the football team per se. It's relative to Shad Khan, Mark Lamping, and others, but I don't necessarily think it's relative to players, Urban Meyer, or whoever the next head coach is, and the like.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's be honest. If they're going to try to target Leonard Williams next year or, in the offseason here, you think Leonard Williams is like, well, what's up with that Lot J right now?
That's a good point.
Hey, you know what? When that vote passes, hit me up and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's a great point.
The players don't care. I mean, as bad as that, no, I'm sure there is some sort of caring because you're building up downtown. But let's be honest, it's not a break or make thing for the players.
Yeah, so we're having this conversation. I'm having a conversation with somebody today, and I can't say, like, he kind of sparked this conversation, but I won't say who. And it really got me thinking more about it. That we're talking a lot, Jay. Eventually, we'll talk about a new stadium. But now that you have potentially, again, I want you to, we're not saying it's a done deal, but the Urban Meyer stuff is real. So if I'm Urban Meyer and I'm on the Kismet and meeting with Shad Khan, I've been to Jacksonville before. I've been to TIAA Bank Field before. Mm-hmm. I've been to facilities all across the NFL and college football. And I'm the guy that is a culture builder. And also, if you read the reports, he's going to bring in the nutritionist, the strength guy, this. It's an A to Z thing with Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Well, where in the A to Z is, hey, this facility, like the stadium's nice, on game day, but like our offices, our locker rooms, the ability to do what we need to do and win big, we don't have enough. And a lot J doesn't solve that. What I'm getting at is why haven't there been conversations about, and will there soon be, what we have the conversations about at big-time Power 5 programs in college, these standalone football facilities, a la the Baltimore Ravens, who, by the way, have a gorgeous facility. The Minnesota Vikings, who built a brand-new facility. So those are a couple that I've been to in the last couple of years, and they are magnificent, man. So we haven't heard anything about that. But I wonder if you bring a guy like Urban Meyer, and back to our conversation earlier, if you go to Trevor Lawrence, where he comes from the Taj Mahal, or one of the Taj Mahals of college football with Clemson, and Urban Meyer has been at Ohio State and obviously Florida, how much is he going to even push that part of the envelope of, hey, we need this, this, and this in the building, whether it's at the bank or whether it's in another off-site property? Could it spark something like that? And I guess I would piggyback, because we had this conversation earlier, like that would even show, like, hey, Shad Khan, build a standalone facility for football, and if the city is concerned about losing the team someday down the road, why wouldn't you even say, hey, build that, and that would showcase that you just spent your money on that facility. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, listen, I can't necessarily speak from Urban Meyer's perspective about that, about how driven he is, but from the player's perspective, I'll be honest, and maybe I'm an outlier here, and maybe not everybody shares my opinion, but I always like the fact that your locker room was your home, right? Because whether you're going to training camp, whether you're going to OTAs, or whether you're going to play the game, like that locker room is your home. I remember when I went to Kansas City, even in Detroit or Chicago, it was very eerie to me because in Kansas City, obviously you had training camp at a certain spot, right? And then you had your practices at a certain spot. And then when it was game day, like your locker wasn't necessarily like the practice facility locker, and it wasn't as nice. It was just different. It was like your home away from home. But it was almost like a home that you kind of see, 8 times a season, if you will. So I get what you're getting at, but from my perspective, I always actually enjoyed the Jaguars setup because that locker room was your home no matter what the circumstance was.
Yeah, it's an interesting take on it. I just wonder, and by the way, I don't know this. Like, I have no idea. I'm just asking. And it just got brought up today. And as I relate it to, again, these two men that we feel like could be here, and talking about guys that have done it at the big-time level in college football, and we talked about earlier in the show, Austin, we think it's silly But the matter of fact is, it's an important part of winning these standalone facilities in college football.
Yeah.
And that's where these guys are coming from. And now going into, let's be honest, listen, Shad Khan redid the locker room when he first got here a couple years in.
Correct.
It's very nice. I mean,
it's awesome.
Very nice compared to the locker room you were in, right?
Yeah.
And there's some hallway stuff that's been done. There's more locker rooms. They redid another locker room. They redid the visiting locker room. I mean, they've done things. The weight room, but even 6, 7, 8 years ago, now it's, I don't say outdated, but certainly could be better.
Yeah.
And these college facilities have better of that kind of stuff than the Jags do, and a lot of NFL teams. I don't think the Jags are alone. You mentioned Oakland earlier. I can't imagine Buffalo's very good. But there is, like, I went to that Ravens facility. That Ravens facility is really pretty cool. I mean, it is like, I've never really thought about it, even when I was up there, like, why don't the Jags have one of these, and will the Jags someday have one of these, until I was kind of talking about it today. And I was like, well, that does make sense. Minnesota just built a brand new stadium, but they also built like a new headquarters, like down the road. I think it's in Eagan, Minnesota, if I'm saying it right.
Okay.
And we went to that for training camp. It is beautiful. Like, I mean, they have like a stadium there where you can play like high school games and other games as well. So I just look at, I'm thinking all about this Lot J and potentially a stadium down the road. And I'm thinking Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence and Trevor Town and the Urban District and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why doesn't Shad Khan just build one of those kind of facilities? And that would be a football thing, by the way. That wouldn't be, I don't think, like a taxpayer thing. I think that would be something like the football team would own.
Mm-hmm.
If there's land available to do it, could they do it? Where to do it? How big did they do it? And maybe Lot J is a kingpin for that. If Lot J gets approved and that starts, well, then that gives maybe the assurance to Shad Khan, like, okay, here we go.
Yeah,
game on.
Yeah,
right?
mean,
game on.
Yeah, it definitely could be the domino that makes everything fall into place. Or you brought up a different point that I want to address real quick here, and I definitely agree with you on it. When you're talking about Urban Meyer possibly coming in here and being the coach of the Jaguars, I think we're both on the same page when we say he's going to bring all his own people. Right, like there's not going to be too many spots that are safe right now in that stadium in terms from a coaching standpoint, and maybe even like an athletic trainers maybe are different, but like I always think of Milo. Like I think Milo, and I'm biased obviously, but Milo, as we call him, his name's Tom Wazinski, but we call him Milo. One of the best strength coaches, in my opinion, in the entire NFL. Now, once again, I'm biased, say what you want, but like one could assume, well, maybe Urban Meyer's already got his guy picked out, and he's not going to retain Milo. The point that I'm trying to make, though, here, Brent, is Urban Meyer is going to have a lot of power, and he's going to have a lot of say. And do you think he's going to be making a mistake if he brings all of his people and doesn't choose to retain anybody in terms of a coaching standpoint or a scouting or whatever the case may be? But is he going to make a mistake by not retaining a bunch of those people that have been here in the past as kind of like we talk about bridge guys, right? We talk about bridge guys in the locker room. Well, do you kind of need some of those bridge guys in terms of other places in that stadium?
Well, it's a great question, and it's a sensitive topic to me, I believe, because I know a lot of people in that building.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the people in that building, as do you.
As do I, yeah.
And so, but I think the reality, if I'm just being as upfront as I can, I think the reality is from the nutritionist to the secretary to the video guys to the trainers to, anyone. If Urban Meyer is the head coach of the Jaguars, I think in part, again, going back to what could be transpiring today, those kind of conversations are taking place. Mm-hmm. That also doesn't mean that Keenan McCardell doesn't stay on their staff because he's a big fan of him and he thinks he's a very good coach, right?
Yeah.
That also doesn't mean, said video guy is not very good at his job and maybe even has connections to Urban some way or whatever. So that doesn't mean everybody's gone. But a flush of the belly of the beast, if you will, in a move like this could certainly take place. And I think there's 2 times I've seen that so far, one a little bit more than the other. When Wayne Weaver sold the team to Shad Khan, I think there was clearly an exodus of Wayne Weaver folks.
Correct.
Okay?
Yes.
That doesn't mean everybody was gone. And that's not true because it wasn't everybody gone. It was a decent amount of people gone, though, from sales staff to others. And I think the other time we saw a little bit of that, although I don't remember if people lost their jobs and they just replaced. They may have just added, and that's a little bit more when Coughlin came in. But I can't even recall, so it definitely wasn't as drastic as when Shad bought the team. But I think we're talking about that kind of thing with Urban. Again, I have no other way to eloquently say it other than A to Z. He is not going, when he wants to run a program, I think that's what we're talking about. Eric Bieniemy comes in, I don't think he does all that. He might, but I don't think he does. Urban Meyer comes in, I think he looks every little crack in the building.
But the question remains the same, though. Do you do yourself a disservice and the team a disservice if you go about that way, where you get rid of everybody?
Well, I think you got to trust him to keep the people that he thinks are good, and that would work. And I don't know if you do a team a disservice, Austin, in a franchise that's lost 11 out of 12 years and, quite frankly, has been a mess.
All right.
And I'm sure you might overlook something and lose a key person here or there that might have been a good fit. You just didn't realize it. I just think that's part of it. I think, and again, that doesn't mean everybody's going to lose their jobs, but I do think every rug gets looked under, looking under. What did he say? Right?
Yeah.
Look under the hood. Well, Urban Meyer comes in here, he's looking under the hood, no doubt about it. And that's what's fascinating to me is I think this meeting today is more about hey, Shad, I would need this. I need this. If I'm going to do this, I need this. And I guess at the end of the day, if he's that interested and that's what he says and he wants to do it, will Shad Khan say, okay, I'll make it happen? That's a fascinating part of this discussion here on a Friday in Jacksonville. Still got a half hour to go in the week. It's been a fun week. We'll finish up with more NFL talk, more Jags talk on the way. ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jags with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Cool tonight as skies become partly cloudy, dropping into the mid to upper 30s and becoming mostly sunny but cool Saturday. Highs will only be around 55. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds, where you get the lowest diamond price guaranteed or your money back.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Happy New Year from the team at CGC Water. This new year, our gift to you is clean drinking water. A Connecticut system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean water. Right now, CGC Water is offering a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with a purchase of a Connecticut Premier softener. If you're still not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember this limited time offer, a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier softener. Special holiday financing still available with approved credit. Call 904-552-1242 for details or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer. Have a happy, safe, and prosperous new year.
Nothing is certain except death and taxes. And your appliance is breaking down as soon as they're out of warranty. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we can't help with the first two, but we've got the third one covered. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have been repairing appliances for more than 35 years, with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For quality repair at a price that's fair, trust Atlantic Coast Appliance. AtlanticCoastAppliance.com. That's AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
I'm Action News Jax Tanika Hughes, and one of the great things about living in Jacksonville is our diverse communities. It's so important that the local stories we cover in our newscasts reflect the people who live here. That's why we've launched Action News Jax Gets Real, to get real on issues like racism, housing challenges, and unequal access to health care. It's having difficult conversations, as well as celebrating people making a difference. This is Action News Jax Gets Real. Real talk, real change.
In these unprecedented times, nurses on the front lines continue to deliver treatment and care under some extreme medical and environmental conditions. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. If you are a nurse or other licensed healthcare professional and currently face an investigation or complaint that threatens your professional license, let us help you protect your rights. Call us at 904-600-4000 for a consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Do you know that there are 7 steps that can help to ensure a lifetime of success for your child or grandchild, even though they may have trouble controlling their anger or lack of focus or respect for others? Karate America takes pride in the tens of thousands of children they've impacted. Imagine your child or grandchild showing and earning respect, setting and achieving goals, and making good grades. Visit karateamerica.info to see if Karate America's leadership program is a good fit for your child.
AD needed championships, chips plural, to start entering the greatest power forward ever conversation. How many does he need to win with the Lakers before he starts entering that conversation?
The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio. And now, watch exclusively on ESPN+.
What's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from ESPN 690 and Action Sports Jax. Your smart speaker brings ESPN 690 into your home office. All you got to do is say Amazon Echo, Google Home, play ESPN 690, and enjoy that succulent sports coverage.
The Max Kellerman Show.
He holds the ball too long. He has no pocket awareness. His mechanics are no good. His decision-making's awful. His internal clock is busted. Wentz will never be a good quarterback again. Has nothing to do with Hurts giving you a better chance to win. Has nothing to do with fixing Carson Wentz. You ready for this? Because you got to see what you have in Jalen Hurts. You got to find out, and you got to find out now.
The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio. And now, watch exclusively on ESPN+.
Austin Lane.
I had braces. I still have my permanent retainer in. It's been knocked out twice.
Brent Martineau.
So it's not stuck in there.
No, it's not stuck in there.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
It's really tough, you know, and it still, again, it goes back to winning the games that you're supposed to win, and you're not putting yourself in this position. Granted, you know, we still had opportunity today to put ourselves in the playoffs. Me personally, you know, obviously what happened today, not being able to play for majority of the game sucks. It is what it is. But again, you know, I feel like I know we're a playoff team. I know what we're capable of. But, you know, again, that's just something that we, you know, kept holding us back all year was, you know, us hurting ourselves. And it came back to bite us for sure.
That has got to be.
Is that Kyler Murray talking about my fantasy football team?
That's Kyler Murray,
yeah,
yep.
Talking about my fantasy football team?
Really the disappointment of the 2020 season, quite frankly.
I mean, I got nothing to say about him. He's dead news to me, Brent.
I mean, I bought a Kyler Murray shirt in 2020.
Nobody told you to do that.
Like,
that was on you. You burnt, yeah.
Did you actually?
No.
Oh, okay.
Definitely wouldn't surprise me.
I was going to say, I
though.
definitely didn't see any video of that.
It definitely wouldn't surprise me.
But I bought it. The funny story here is I bought it off Fanatics, you know, when we're doing the Halloween thing.
Yeah.
And so I get like 3 emails a week now from Fanatics wanting me to buy Arizona Cardinals stuff.
that can be a little annoying for sure.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm over this.
Listen,
I don't even like the guy.
Listen,
Well, I mean, I don't know if I don't like him.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's be honest. You despise him because of me. Like, I turned you off to Kyler Murray.
Oh, you did? I mean, the poor guy. I mean, I couldn't
the
stand
nation
him
fell
all
in
year.
love with him, Brent. Like, he was like the best kept secret in football for a while. And then all of a sudden, everyone was on board. And you couldn't come on board because of the way I was portraying my fandom for him.
It's true. I mean, I couldn't.
Well, guess what, man? I got great news for you. Like, I have officially got off the bandwagon. I was driving the thing, right? Because no one was talking about Kyler Murray like I was talking about Kyler Murray. But listen, I put the car in park. I've walked out. You got a full tank of gas. You got brand new tires. Just got an oil change. If you want to get on it, man. It's all yours. I'm giving it to you, Brent. If you want to take it over, go and take it over. I'm washing my hands of it, and I'm going down the road. I'm walking, and I'm finding the next bandwagon to get on.
Well, I've already driven it to the southern rim of the Grand Canyon, put it in neutral, and pushed it over the edge.
Hopefully everybody got off that bandwagon then, Brent. That's all I'm going to say.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Anybody riding in the back, we apologize.
Yeah, we'll meet you down there with the mules. Yeah. Who will be the hot guy next year? That's who will be your...
Oh, I have some. I already have some.
You already have some? You're already doing your homework?
Well, I mean, yeah, and I can't diverge information.
What is the over-under right now on next year for the fantasy draft? Brent takes Trevor Lawrence #1.
Well, Brent's going to probably make a mistake and not be able to sign into his account, so it's going to be auto-drafted. So I'm sure he's probably going to get
year.
No, you did it. You got it. I mean, I feel like to be on brand, I feel like he's got to take him with the overall pick, right? But we'll see. It depends if he cares about winning or just his brand.
Yeah, we'll see. I wonder who the hot shot, is there a hot shot second-year guy out there? Who was drafted this year? Oh, Burrow. Burrow could be that guy.
Brent, and listen, maybe if I was obviously, the good person in me would be like, I'm going to put out my, preseason rankings for next year on ESPN690.com, right? But with my information and the way I do things and seeing how I'm pretty much 99% always right, unless I'm with The Athletic and we have a paywall behind this thing, no one's getting any of my information until the day that I draft.
Coos, bonus coverage on the podcast. There you go. Austin's top 30.
And what we have to do is we have to promise no one from like Austin will go record it in a secluded room. He'll give me the audio. I won't listen to it. We'll upload it so nobody here on the podcast or in the show or will be involved with the ESPN will know your picks.
I just can't wait till Mike Clay comes back on the show because I'm not sure if you remember how that conversation went down, but I asked him, do you take guys like Kyler Murray and Josh Allen, maybe number 2, number 3, in the third round? And he's like, well, maybe Kyler Murray. I'm not sure about Josh Allen. Well, Mike Clay, how'd Josh Allen do this year? So I can't wait to play that audio back when we have him on next year.
Yeah, sure. Hopefully he's not listening or he won't come back on.
Oh, he's coming back on. That's part of his job is the ESPN. He has no choice.
We'll get him back on. Do the Cleveland Browns need to practice? Is it a big deal, one, that they don't have their coach, and 2, that the Browns' first practice of the week just took place today?
To me, that is a big deal.
Is it?
I mean, listen, we talk about this all the time, Brent. We're creatures of habit, right? And all of a sudden, you're leaving guys to be left to their own devices for a couple days, especially with the biggest game maybe in the past 30 years. It seems like that is a big deal. So, yeah, I'd be worried right now if I'm a Browns fan.
Yeah, here's my thought on that, and it's got a little bit kind of a tie-in to, the spring stuff, and I know it's a totally different animal. But I would think this time of year, practice is kind of more like walkthrough anyway, and I'm not saying there's no value in a walkthrough from schematic standpoint and kind of seeing it on a field.
Yeah.
And so I think that part is a little bit I think that has some value, has some importance to it. But I do believe over the last couple of days they've installed some of that or looked at that on on their virtual stuff, and now doing that today rather than Wednesday, let's say, is not that big a deal. Point being, this time of year, I don't think you're popping pads. I don't think you're going crazy. This is like the taper down portion of the season. And any sport. One of the greatest things I'll always remember about making the postseason our senior year of baseball was that we did nothing. School was over, and it wasn't like these practices where you went through situations and all that stuff. You warmed up for a little bit. You got some BP in. You took some fly balls or ground balls. You got out of there. That was it. Yeah. It was you didn't even really practice, So I think that's probably the stage they're in the NFL. So I think the idea that they didn't practice until today on the field might be a little bit over dramatic in terms of impacting the game Sunday.
No, listen, like in terms of the physicality, you're absolutely right. Usually, at least back when I played, it was like week 11, maybe week 10, where all of a sudden the pads come off, right? And now you ease up on the reins on the physicality part. The only part that I'm trying to make a point here is the fact that, yes, you have all the game film, you have the coach's notes, and, that's all done by, tablet now, whatever they call them, those Microsoft offices. I think that's still the thing. But there still is something to be said for being a team, watching film together, kind of getting a game plan together as a team, then obviously going through those walkthroughs. Like, to me, it's a lot more mental now than it is physical. Like, the physicality part has already taken place.
Yeah.
And that was with training camp and the regular season. Like, you're not going to get more physical now in this week. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about the mental errors possibly and making sure everyone's going to be on the same page in the game plan.
And that's fair enough. And I think a lot of that is because, too, I mean, you're just trying to get your body right this time of year. I mean, so the off time in that sense probably is okay. What about Kevin Stefanski not being there? I think it stinks for him, first of all. I think it stinks for the Browns that they're going to the playoffs for the first time in a couple of decades, and they've got all this that they have to deal with. But you know what? That's welcome to our world this year, I mean, it's just the way things have gone. Like, I don't feel that bad for him. I think it's a bummer that that's the case. But, again, I'm trying to see things that actually impact the football game. The Cleveland Browns, in my opinion, could lose the game against Pittsburgh with Stefanski there. They could lose it without Stefanski there. I will put a little more credence to him not being there after what I watched with Clemson against Ohio State last Friday night. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal that Tony Elliott wasn't there.
Sure.
I actually think it made a bit of a difference. Like, I do. I don't know
different.
that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I didn't think their offensive plan, their calls, their whatever adjustments were very good. Mm-hmm. And I think if you saw, like, I saw Dan Orlovsky tweet today, he's like, that offensive game was a mess for Clemson. Well, don't you have to lean back on Tony Elliott a little bit with the offensive coordinator not being there to call it? I mean, I don't know how you don't look back on that. Well, Stefanski's that guy for Cleveland. And so, listen, I think everybody could call a run play, and hand off to Chubb and Kareem Hunt. But yeah. I do think there might be something there with Stefanski not being there. It's not just a symbol in this sense.
No, without a doubt. Like, if this was more of a defensive-minded coach, maybe you wouldn't feel as bad because, you kind of take what the offense gives you and you kind of had your calls all day and the playbook is shorter. On the offensive side of the ball with Stefanski, naming those plays, yeah, you're definitely going to miss that a lot. And yes, the play calling and the offense and all that stuff is one thing, but also, like I just said, and I'm kind of repeating myself here, but these players are creatures of habit, right? And even like the night before a game when you're having like your last little rah session, I mean, Stefanski always, I'm sure, breaks them down as any head coach does. Now he's going to be gone. So it's going to feel different. It's not going to be the same that it's been the entire season that got you to the point where you're playing Pittsburgh in the playoffs. It's going to feel different. And once again, you got to ask yourself, is that going to have a little mental effect on the Cleveland Browns?
If they could lock him in a room, right, and with NFL security nearby to know that nothing's going on, no cheating, no anything else, do you think he should be able to call the game?
I honestly do. I mean, the only stipulation, obviously, is the fact, well, can he cheat because he's watching, like, the game? No. Yeah. Like, if you lock him in a room with officials, then why not? Like, there's no advantage by doing that. It's definitely a disadvantage, but it's still going to help, I feel like, that team. So I would be all for it. In a year where nothing makes sense, why wouldn't you try to cater to have the head coach of a football team in the NFL help out his team?
Yeah, I think Mina Kimes brought it up. I thought it was a good point. There's not a lot that I would say, yeah, why would you do that? Now, here's what's interesting. If the New England Patriots were in the situation, we would all scratch our heads. We would be like, well, I don't know about that. I don't think that makes a lot of sense.
Well, Brent, when you find yourself in Cincinnati recording the sidelines, and why are you recording the Cincinnati Bengals, I have no idea. But, yeah, it raises some red flags. I get that.
Yeah, so apparently Stefanski can have contact with the team all the way up until kickoff. But after that, that's it. And I said this, I tweeted this earlier in the week. I was like, Cleveland, the Browns, their clevelandbrowns.com, whatever it is, their TV outlets, man, somebody should have a camera on Stefanski in his living room, I mean, That would be awesome, especially if they win.
Stefanski cam.
Oh, they
just
should
have
do
him play
that
during the game. Yeah,
I hope something comes out like that. Again, you can control the content if you're the Browns there. If he's swearing and stuff, then you just don't use it. But I would do it just because I'd want to see his reaction if they win.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
Hey, let me ask you this. Is there any possibility that he could actually sneak into the game? No, I'm saying in the stands.
He does little Bobby Valentine.
Yeah. I'm not saying coach him, but little Kevin Stefanski mustache there and get right in.
That would be good, other than the fact that he's got COVID-19, so it probably wouldn't be good.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
When we come back, I thought about Tommy Lasorda and Jim Harbaugh staying at Michigan. Ohio State fans with a standing ovation. We'll have the story next on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690 SportsCenter update.
Happy Friday. I'm Jake Mitchell. This weekend is the first ever Super Wild Card weekend featuring 2 triple headers. Indy at Buffalo, LA at Seattle, Tampa at Washington on Saturday with Baltimore at Tennessee, Chicago at New Orleans, and Cleveland at Pittsburgh on Sunday. This is the first time in the playoffs for the Browns in almost 2 decades, and they will be without their head coach and others due to COVID. Here's Emmett Golden from ESPN Cleveland on what the mood is like in the city by the lake.
Well, there's 3 letters that pops in our head here in Cleveland when bad things happen. It's OIC, only in Cleveland, and that was definitely one of the OIC moments yesterday. Devastation is really the word that I could use to describe how it felt yesterday here in Cleveland.
This Friday SportsCenter update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Welcome into the show, a name you know. If you've been listening and watching ESPN for a long time, I know you know him. We're going to call him one of the forefathers, if you will, of sports radio, Mike Greenberg.
Thank you. Forefathers is an interesting, that's fascinating. Every day, as I talk to more people, I get older and older. So that's kind of funny.
Listen weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. in your car or stream them. ESPN690.com.
Hi, it's Brian Kilmeade for Phil Aiken Home Team Keller Williams Realty. I'm talking with Greg and Gary about their recent home sale. Why did you call Phil Aiken?
We called Phil Aiken because we had heard that his team will sell your house quickly and for more money than any of the other realtors in town.
Tell us what happened.
Phil Aiken and his A-team, they will make the process very easy. Sold in 4 days and got over asking price.
Well, that's great. So how did you think they were able to sell it so fast?
Because Phil has the buyers and they have the team that can get the job done quickly and stress-free.
What would you tell a friend who is looking for a real estate agent to sell their home?
Would I recommend Phil Aiken and the A-team? Absolutely.
Well, the results speak for themselves, right? Phil Aiken and his team have the systems and will even guarantee to sell your home in writing or buy it himself.
Yes, we got better results than we expected.
Thanks, Gary. Friends, hire the agent with the buyers looking to buy a home right now. Call Phil Aiken. Call 500-PHIL. That's 500-PHIL, or visit philhasthebuyers.com.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
As a parent or grandparent, deep down, do you worry that your child may not be able to defend him or herself if bullied? That they may be introverted, too attached to electronic devices, and their grades are suffering? Karate America teaches 7 steps designed to ensure a lifetime of success for your child or grandchild in a safe, sanitized environment with all necessary precautions taken to prevent COVID. Please visit karateamerica.info to fill out a survey and learn if they can help your child.
If you love golf, you need to get this deal. 8 rounds of golf for less than $12 per round plus card fees with the Dream 18 golf card at great area golf courses like Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club, Fleming Island Golf Club, and 6 others. And this isn't just a golf card. Get a free shirt from Baker Sports, a free hat at Dome Hats, and a free smoothie from Smoothie King, plus 15% off any purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Go to ESPN690.com to purchase the Dream 18 card for $95. Hundreds of dollars in savings and the perfect gift. It is the home of the Action Sports Jax Dream 18, and make it your home course as well. The golf club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210. It's family owned and operated. Southampton is a fun course to play, and the golf club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79. With its elite practice facilities and player-friendly golf course design, it'll be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. For information on the membership programs, call the golf club at Southampton, 904-287-PLAY. Again, it's 904-287-PLAY.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
For the ones standing guard. For the eagle-eyed. For the knights in shining armor. And for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Unfiltered. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
They actually shouldn't have never benched Mitch Trubisky when he was 3-0. You probably would have put yourself in a much better place right now today.
Keyshawn, Jay Will, and Zubin. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, your smart speaker, or on ESPN News.
Nah, I think they're still the same Browns team out there every year. I think they're nameless, great faces. Yes, they have a couple good players on their team, but at the end of the day, like, I don't know, like, it's the Browns, and that's just like one of those things that, you know, AFC North football, and they're a good team, but I'm just happy we're playing them again, you know, this Sunday.
Sounds like Juju Smith-Schuster is excited about playing the Browns rather than playing the Bills, the Chiefs, the Titans, the Ravens. I would probably be too. I mean, if you could pick your poison, right? But I think the Browns are worthy opponent here. Look out. I do not think that's an easy win for Pittsburgh at all, and it depends what Pittsburgh team shows up. Pro Football Focus just tweeted this out within the last 20 minutes. It's not hard-hitting. $1 million on the line if you can tackle Lamar Jackson or Derrick Henry. Who are you picking?
Say it one more time.
$1 million on the line to tackle Lamar Jackson or Derrick Henry. Who are you picking to take your chance?
I feel like this isn't fair for Austin because he played the game.
Both at the same time. No, I mean, if it's up to me, I'm taking Derrick Henry all day because Lamar Jackson's faster than me, and so is Derrick Henry. But Brett, you gotta be more specific. Is it he's coming to my gap? He's coming to my assignment, and I got to meet somebody in the hole? Or what are we talking about here?
They weren't very specific.
Well, I need specifics, Brent. I played the game.
I don't know. I mean, they're lined up in a formation, and it's 2nd and 8. And
how about we do this, like the Oklahoma drill, right? Where, you know, there's parameters. You can't run outside, and it's somebody one-on-one. I'm taking Lamar Jackson then. Like, listen, I understand he's twitchy, and Drew Brees broke my ankles one time out of a boot formation, so I understand that I'm not the most athletic sometimes when it comes to quarterbacks. But if that's the case, I'm taking Lamar Jackson. If it's a regular football play, give me Derrick Henry.
Do you think I could actually – like, I think I could tackle Lamar Jackson. I got the feeling I could. Like, if I caught him, right?
Well,
but, well, no, I'm just saying I could physically bring him down. I seriously wonder, could I physically bring down Derrick Henry? I don't think I could.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, hey, let's talk about parameters here. Let's set it up. Lamar Jackson's in a bar, okay? And me and you are hanging out. We're playing darts, having a couple basic beverages, having a good time. I go to you. I go, Brent Martineau, I will buy you a brand new backyard fireplace with a saltwater pool in the back if you're able to tackle Lamar Jackson without him even knowing it at the bar. Now, don't worry about the repercussions and the punches that are probably going to happen after this. I'm just saying in that moment, I like your chance because I think you got the aggressiveness. You're still an athlete. You play golf, but
Miss Pac-Man.
But I think overall that I like my chance with you if he didn't see it coming. But like to say you're gonna catch up to him, Brent, let's not be crazy now.
No, like I'm not saying. I'm just saying physically, like to your point. If we're in a room right here, like in my room,
yeah,
and he couldn't get out,
yeah,
like I don't think. I don't think
creepy.
Like, no, it's not. I'm just trying to give you that might be a creepy visualization, but I'm saying I think I could actually like form tackle Lamar Jackson. I don't know if I could budge Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
like he'd probably just continually stiff arm me into the wall.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you see what he did to Leon Jacobs, and you see what Leon Jacobs looks like.
Yeah,
and no disrespect to you, but it's not like you.
Yeah, no, I seriously have doubts. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I really think I have doubts. Like, I could physically tackle Derrick Henry. I think I could physically tackle Lamar Jackson.
Listen, I appreciate that you're a realist when it comes to Derrick Henry. I got to go to the tail of the tape real quick. I got to see how much Lamar Jackson weighs and how tall he is real quick because that's going to say a lot. So he's 6'2", 212 pounds. How much you weighing?
I'm like 204 right now. I feel a little chubby.
Okay. That's fine. That's not a big deal. How tall are you again?
5'11".
I don't mind it, Brent, all right? But I'm going to need you to go out the
I can bring Lamar Jackson down. I can take him down.
But do you have the proper technique to do that?
I will make it happen for $1 million.
All right.
But I don't think I can with Derrick Henry.
No, Brent, there's no think. You can't. I'm sorry to tell you. I hate to burst your bubble. You probably can't do that with Derrick Henry.
No.
Lamar Jackson, I would give you, realistically, I'd give you a 50% chance.
I'm more than 50. No doubt.
I mean, he still can shake you. He can still stiff arm. I mean, he's an athlete.
He'll get tired Brent. Sooner or later.
Oh, and then you won't?
Now just watch him.
Tell you what, you better start coming to my MMA gym. We'll get you ready real quick.
See, I'm going with that route. I'm going to dance around. I'm going to watch him dance around the ring or the cage or whatever, and then tire him out.
Okay.
Tire him out.
Okay.
Hey, Jim Harbaugh back at Michigan. Big deal?
I mean, it is like you said, Ohio State. Like, listen, I don't understand. Like, I don't know. No one's beating Ohio State right now in the Big Ten. I get that. But for that money, it's questionable.
Yeah. Tommy Lasorda dies at the age of 93. Really one of the great characters in baseball. I know a lot of thoughts with him. What a life, 93 years old. But sad news out of baseball today. And, hey, one other thing on Derrick Henry. Well, people, every time I say he's a Jacksonville guy, can you tell me he's not from Jacksonville again? I'm going to block you on Twitter. Because where is he from? He's from Yulee. He's ours, okay?
Yeah.
He's a Jacksonville guy. Fair enough. Stop with that.
Brad, who's hurting you out there, man? You need me to do something? Hey, by the way, how do you feel that you've become kind of a meme now on Twitter?
Yeah. Hey, I got one question to send you in the weekend. Give me one thing. We'll see you on TV tonight, by the way, CBS 47, Fox 30. Who's Dilla?
That's the one thing.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville.